The morning sun had barely risen above the city skyline when a faint hum of vacuum cleaners echoed through the marble-floored halls of a towering corporate building. Amidst the polished glass, shining elevators, and hurried executives in suits, a tired man in a faded blue janitor uniform pushed his mop quietly. His name was Ethan Cole, a single father in his late 30s with dark circles under his eyes, calloused hands, and a heart burdened by more responsibility than most could imagine. Every step he took, every breath he drew, was for one person, his little daughter, Maya, just 8 years old, who was battling a rare heart condition. Ethan had once dreamed of being an engineer, but life had other plans. His wife had passed away in a car accident 3 years ago, and since then, every dream, every personal ambition had been replaced by one goal: saving Maya's life. He worked double shifts, cleaned offices long after everyone had gone home, and slept barely 4 hours a night. Yet, even through exhaustion, there was a light in his eyes whenever he talked about her, his brave little girl who waited every evening with a smile and a sketchbook in hand, drawing stars and saying, "Papa, one day, I'll be strong enough to see real stars with you." That morning was supposed to be just another day of silent labor for Ethan. But fate had decided that this would be the day everything changed. Before we move deeper into this emotional story, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of good hearts, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, Stories of Kindness. Your support helps us share more heart-touching stories that remind the world that compassion still exists. Ethan had been called to clean the top floor, a place he rarely entered. That floor belonged to the executives, especially Victoria Hensley, the young, cold CEO of Hensley Enterprises. Victoria was known for her icy demeanor and perfectionist attitude. She was only in her early 30s but carried herself with the weight of command. Every employee feared her, her sharp tone, her habit of dismissing people mid-sentence, and her obsession with perfection. Ethan had only seen her once before, stepping out of her sleek car, dressed in white, surrounded by assistants. To him, she was a symbol of the world that didn't notice people like him. People who scrubbed floors so others could walk proudly. As he entered her glass office, he could hear her voice through the half-open door. "No excuses, Martin. If the deal doesn't close today, you're out." Her tone was clipped, impatient, and cold. Ethan quietly started cleaning the corner, careful not to disturb her. But suddenly, her phone, a latest model smartphone, slipped from her desk and fell to the floor near him. Without thinking, Ethan bent down, picked it up, and placed it gently back on the table. "Careful, ma'am," he said softly. Victoria didn't even glance at him. She just muttered, "Just leave it. You can go." But as she reached for her phone again, Ethan noticed something strange. A small photograph had slid out from behind the transparent case. It showed a little boy, smiling wide, standing in a hospital bed with tubes in his arm. Victoria froze. Her confident expression faltered for a second before she quickly snatched the photo and turned her face away. "Sorry, ma'am," Ethan said quietly, stepping back. For a moment, the room felt heavy. Victoria's hand trembled slightly as she slipped the photo back in. Ethan could tell there was a story behind that photo, but he didn't ask. He just went back to his mop. Later that afternoon, disaster struck. Ethan got a call from the hospital. Maya had collapsed at school. His world spun. He dropped everything, rushing out of the building without even asking for leave. Hours later, at the hospital, the doctor's words hit him like thunder: Maya needed urgent surgery. The cost, $45,000. Ethan's entire savings amounted to less than 1/10 of that. For 2 nights, he sat beside her hospital bed, holding her tiny hand, tears silently rolling down his face as machines beeped around them. Maya, weak but smiling, whispered, "Don't worry, Papa. You always fix everything." Those words broke him inside. By the third morning, desperate and exhausted, Ethan returned to work. His eyes were red, and his hands trembled as he cleaned. That's when fate crossed his path again. Victoria Hensley was having a furious argument on the phone. "I said I won't donate to that foundation again." "We already did enough," she snapped before slamming her phone down. The sound echoed. Something in Ethan snapped too. Maybe it was pain, maybe helplessness, or maybe it was the unbearable thought of losing Maya. He walked up to the desk, trembling with emotion. "Ma'am, please, I know it's not my place, but I need help. My daughter, she's dying. I'll work double, triple, just please, I need an advance, anything. Victoria looked up, startled. Excuse me? She's all I have, Ethan's voice broke. I'm not asking for charity. I'll pay every cent back. Please. For a moment, Victoria's expression softened, but then her walls went back up. I'm sorry. Company policy doesn't allow that kind of advance to staff below a certain level. I can't make exceptions. Ethan's chest burned. Exceptions? His tone rose, something rare for him. Do you know what it's like to watch your child fight for breath? To not have enough money to buy time? You sit here making rules and policies while people like me are dying beneath them. Watch your tone, she said sharply. But Ethan didn't stop. No, you watch yours. Because one day, when you lose someone, you'll wish you had broken one rule for the right reason. He turned to leave, his anger boiling, and as he did, he accidentally knocked her phone off the table again. It slid across the desk, and in a flash of frustration, he slammed it down, not hard enough to break it, but enough for the photo to slip out again. The same photo. The same little boy. Victoria froze. Her breath caught. Ethan looked at her, confused. That kid, he's yours? For the first time, her confident mask cracked completely. Tears filled her eyes as she whispered, he was.